You see, the problem is not that people are born poor. The problem is that many stay poor, not because of luck, not because of talent, but because of habits. Habits that silently destroy dreams. Habits that make people believe they cannot win. Every day, you have 24 hours, just like Elon Musk, Bill Gates, or anyone you admire. The question is not about how much time you have, but how you think and what you do with that time. Most people never become successful because they never realize that poverty is not in the pocket. It's in the mindset. Let me tell you this. Being broke is temporary, but being poor is a habit. And habits, if not broken, will hold you captive forever. Habit 1. Waiting for the perfect moment. Most people say, "I will start when the time is right." They wait for the perfect job, the perfect business idea, the perfect condition. But let me tell you, the perfect time never comes. When I started Alibaba, I didn't have money. I didn't have connections. I didn't even have a proper business model. But I had something more important. I had the courage to start. People who stay poor think too much and act too little. They say, "I'll try next year." Next year becomes 5 years. 5 years become a lifetime. They wait and wait until opportunity leaves. You see, opportunity does not wait for you. It comes quietly, disguised as hard work and uncertainty. If you're waiting for certainty, you're waiting for failure. The successful people you admire today, they didn't start when everything was clear. They started when everything was confusing, messy, and risky. But they had one thing in common. They began. Ask yourself, how many dreams have you delayed because you were waiting to feel ready? How many chances have you missed because you were afraid of failing? Remember this. If you don't take the first step, you will never reach the destination. The first habit that keeps people poor is the habit of waiting. Start small. Start scared, but start. Habit 2. Complaining. Instead of creating, you meet people every day who say, "The government doesn't support me. The economy is bad. The rich are lucky." But let me tell you something. Complaining changes nothing. When I was rejected from 30 jobs, even KFC said no to me. I could have complained. I could have said, "Life is unfair." But I didn't. I told myself, if no one gives me a chance, I will create my own. That is the difference between the poor mindset and the rich mindset. The poor mindset sees problems as excuses. The rich mindset sees problems as opportunities. When COVID-19 came, many said, "The world is ending." But the smart ones said, "This is the best time to build something new." Some built online stores. Some learned new skills. Some changed their careers. Those people will never be poor again. Not because they were lucky, but because they chose to create instead of complain. You see, when you complain, you hand your power to someone else. But when you create, you take that power back. The world does not owe you anything. Success does not come because you deserve it. It comes because you work for it, think for it, and fight for it. Stop saying, "I don't have money." Start saying, "How can I make it?" Stop saying, "No one helps me." Start saying, "How can I help myself?" That's the moment you change your future. That's the day you stop being poor in your mind. Habit 3. Spending more than you learn. Let me tell you, most people stay poor not because they don't make money, but because they never learn how to use it. You see, poor people buy things to look rich. Rich people buy knowledge to stay rich. When you earn $100, don't spend $120. Don't buy a phone to impress people who don't even care. Instead, spend on learning, on books, courses, mentors, experiences that make you grow. When you invest in yourself, your value increases. And when your value increases, Your income will follow. But most people do the opposite. They invest in pleasure before progress. If you buy luxury before literacy, you are digging your own financial grave. I once met a young man who said, "Sir, I want to be successful, but I have no money." I asked him, "Do you have a smartphone?" He said yes. I said, "Good. Then you have $1 million tool in your hand, but you're using it only for entertainment." The truth is, it's not about what you have. It's about how you use it. Your phone can waste your time or make you money. Your free time can destroy your potential or build your future. Every day, poor people consume. Rich people create. Poor people entertain themselves. Rich people educate themselves. So, the third habit that keeps people poor forever is this: spending to look successful instead of learning to become successful. My friends, these are the 3 silent habits that steal your future. Waiting for the perfect moment. Complaining instead of creating. Spending more than you learn. If you can recognize these habits and break them, your entire life will change. But this is just the beginning, because understanding what keeps you poor is only step 1. The real transformation begins when you replace those habits with new ones. Habits that build wealth, habits that build purpose, habits that build you. In the next chapter, I will show you how to turn these weaknesses into power, how to think, act, and grow like the most successful people in the world. Now that you understand the habits that keep you poor, it's time to change the game. Because success doesn't start with money. It starts with mindset. You see, the difference between the poor and the rich is not education, not background, not even luck. It's the way they think every single day. Poor people say, "I can't afford it." Rich people ask, "How can I afford it?" Poor people see risk as danger. Rich people see risk as opportunity. Poor people focus on the cost. Rich people focus on the value. Your mindset is your engine. If it's weak, no matter how much fuel you have, you'll never move forward. But if your mindset is strong, even a small spark can take you far. Let's turn those 3 bad habits from Chapter 1 into new, powerful habits that can change your destiny. Habit 1. From waiting to creating in the first chapter. We talked about people who wait for the perfect time. Now, I want you to remember something powerful. The best time to start is when you think you're not ready. When I started Alibaba, I didn't have a business degree, I didn't have investors, and I didn't even know what venture capital meant. I only had a dream and a small group of friends who believed in it. Many people laughed. They said, "Jack, you know nothing about the internet." And I said, "Yes, but I know about people. I know people want to buy and sell. The internet is just a tool to make that faster." You see, creation doesn't begin with resources. It begins with resourcefulness. You don't need to be a genius to create something. You just need to begin with what you have. Maybe you can cook. Start sharing recipes. Online. Maybe you're good with numbers. Help someone manage their finances. Maybe you're good at teaching. Create a small online course. Certified. Internet has given everyone a chance. You don't need permission anymore. You just need action. Those who wait will always be employed by those who start. So, if you're tired of being broke, stop waiting. Create something today. It doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to begin. Because every empire in history started with a small decision. I will start now. Habit 2. From complaining to learning, let me tell you something. Every time you complain, you lose a day. Every time you learn, you gain a year. The poor mindset looks for someone to blame. The rich mindset looks for something to learn. When you face failure, don't ask, "Why me?" Ask, "What can I learn from this?" That one question can change your entire future. When I was young, I failed the university entrance exam twice. I failed so many times that my friends started feeling sorry for me. But instead of giving up, I studied the people who succeeded. I learned how they thought. I learned how they prepared. And eventually, I passed. Every failure was a lesson in disguise. So, instead of saying, "This is hard," start saying, "This is how I grow." If you get rejected from a job, don't complain. Ask, "What can I do better next time?" If your business fails, don't quit. Ask, "What mistake can I learn from?" Because when you stop learning, you stop growing. And when you stop growing, you start dying. Listen, every successful person you see today was once a student of failure. They didn't escape problems. They learned from them. You can't control what happens around you, but you can always control what you learn from it. And the moment you choose learning over complaining, you're already wealthier than half the world. Habit 3. From spending to investing. The third transformation is the most powerful. From spending to investing. Rich people don't work for money. They make money work for them. Poor people spend money to impress others. Rich people use money to express their values. Let me tell you this. Your money should build your future, not your image. The clothes you wear today will fade. The car you buy will lose value. But the knowledge you gain will multiply. When I was younger, I didn't have much money. But every time I earned something, I spent it on books, seminars, and learning from smarter people. That was my best investment because it changed the way I think. If you want to be rich, don't buy what you don't need. Invest in what helps you grow. Instead of buying new gadgets, buy new skills. Instead of going out every weekend, save that money to start something small. Instead of chasing discounts, chase opportunities. The truth is simple. Poor people think about today. Middle-class people think about the next month. Rich people think about the next decade. Start thinking long-term. Every decision you make today shapes your tomorrow. If you plant seeds of learning today, you'll harvest success tomorrow. But if you plant seeds of comfort, you'll harvest regret. Remember, every dollar you waste is a dream you delay. So, from now on, make every rupee, every dollar, every minute an investment in your future. My friends, this is how you transform your life. Stop waiting. Start creating. Stop complaining. Start learning. Stop spending. Start investing. You are not a victim of your circumstances. You are the designer of your destiny. The world doesn't reward those who have money. It rewards those who have value. And your value comes from what you know, what you create, and how you think. When you change your mindset, everything else will follow. Your actions, your opportunities, your results. Don't wait for someone to rescue you. Don't wait for the economy to improve. Don't wait for luck to appear. Start improving yourself today. Because the day you decide to take control of your mind is the day you become unstoppable. But remember, understanding and transformation are not enough. You need something even stronger. Discipline. In the next chapter, I will share how successful people maintain their momentum, how they stay consistent, motivated, and driven even when the world tells them to quit. That's where the real success lies. Because habits may begin the journey, but discipline finishes it. You've learned how to recognize poor habits. You've learned how to replace them with powerful new ones. But now comes the most important part: staying consistent. Because the truth is, success doesn't come from what you do once. It comes from what you do every day. Discipline is what separates the dreamers from the doers. Everyone wants success. Everyone wants freedom. But only a few are willing to do the work every single day. Especially on the days when no one is watching, no one is clapping, and no one is believing. Let me tell you this. Success is not an event. It's a process. It's not a race. It's a rhythm. It's not about working hard for a week. It's about working smart for a lifetime. The discipline of the mind. Control your thoughts before they control. Your mind is your greatest tool, but also your greatest enemy if left undisciplined. Every day, negative thoughts will whisper, "You're not good enough. You can't do it. Others are luckier." But discipline means you don't listen to those voices. You replace them with stronger ones. I will improve. I can learn. I will try again. Do you know why most people give up? It's not because the road is too hard. It's because their mind convinces them to stop before they see results. When I started Alibaba, I faced rejection after rejection. People laughed at me. Banks said no. Investors walked away. Even my friends doubted me. But every morning, I looked in the mirror and said, "Jack, if you don't believe in your dream, no one else will. And that's the truth for you, too." Discipline. Your mind to stay focused when the world distracts. You discipline your emotions to stay calm when life tests. You discipline your vision to stay clear when success feels far away. You can't control what happens to you, but you can always control what happens within you. That's the first step to becoming rich. Not in money, but in mindset. Point 2. The discipline of action. Small steps. Every day, many people think discipline means doing huge things. But no, discipline means doing small things consistently. If you read 10 pages a day, that's 3,750 pages a year, more than most people read in a lifetime. If you save $5 a day, that's 1,825 a year, enough to start something new. If you exercise 30 minutes a day, that's 182 hours a year, enough to change your body and energy. Success is built in quiet moments, not grand performances. Discipline is waking up early even when you're tired. Discipline is working when you feel lazy. Discipline is saying no to distraction and yes to purpose. I always tell young people, don't try to do everything in one day. Just improve one thing every day. Because 1% of improvement each day makes you 37 times better in a year. That's the power of discipline. The power of small, repeated effort. Remember, it's not about intensity. It's about consistency. A river cuts through rock not because of its power, but because of its persistence. So, if you want to build wealth, stop asking for speed. Ask for stability. Because success that comes fast usually fades faster. But success that's built with discipline lasts forever. The discipline of time. Protect your 24 hours. In life, time is the most democratic resource. Everyone gets 24 hours a day. But how you use those hours determines everything. Poor people kill time. Rich people invest time. When you wake up, do you check social media or check your goals? When you get free time, do you watch others succeed or do you work on your own dream? When you have energy, do you spend it complaining or do you use it creating? Every minute you waste is a piece of your future thrown away. You see, successful people are not smarter. They're just more disciplined with their time. In my company, I always tell employees, you can make mistakes, but don't waste time, because lost money can be earned back, but lost time never returns. Set boundaries for your time. Don't say yes to everything. Learn to focus, because if you don't control your time, someone else will control it for you. Time is the most expensive currency. Spend it wisely. The discipline of gratitude. The hidden wealth. You can have all the success in the world, but if you're not grateful, you'll never feel rich. Gratitude turns what you have into enough, and then into more. When I look back at my journey, I realize something. The happiest people are not those who have the most, but those who appreciate the most. Be thankful for your failures. They taught you wisdom. Be thankful for your challenges. They built your character. Be thankful for your competition. They sharpened your skills. When you live with gratitude, you stop comparing yourself to others. You stop chasing validation. You find peace in progress. And that inner peace, that joy of gratitude, is the richest feeling in the world. The discipline of spirit. Never lose faith. There will be days when life hits you hard. You will lose money. You will lose people. You will lose motivation. But never lose faith. When I failed, I didn't ask, why me? I said, why not me? Maybe the universe was preparing me for something greater. Every storm you survive makes you stronger. Every obstacle you overcome makes you wiser. Faith is not about religion. It's about believing that your story still has a beautiful ending. Discipline of the spirit means you keep walking, even when the road is dark, because the darkest nights produce the brightest stars. My friends, remember this. Success is not a gift. It's a responsibility. Wealth is not an accident. It's a result. And freedom is not luck. It's discipline. You can read 1,000 books, attend 100 seminars, and listen to 1,000 speeches. But if you don't apply what you learn with discipline, nothing will change. The poor mindset says, someday I will. The rich mindset says, today I must. So today, not tomorrow. Not next year. Make a decision. To take control of your thoughts. To take action every day. To protect your time. To live with gratitude. To keep faith in your journey, because success doesn't belong to the smartest or the strongest. It belongs to those who stay disciplined. Long after motivation fades, you are capable. You are worthy. You are powerful beyond your own imagination. All you need is the discipline to prove it to yourself. Every single day. So, remember the 3 stages of your journey. Recognize the habits that keep you poor. Replace them with habits that build wealth. Reinforce them with unshakable discipline. That is the path from poverty to power. That is how ordinary people create extraordinary lives. And that, my friends, is how you change your world. One disciplined day at a time.